What's up, all my GMAT aspirants? This is Amit Rora, your VRC expert. All right, so our foundation batch is going full guns blazing. We have been doing lots and lots of interesting topics, and today we are here to continue with that. And today's topic is very easy, very awesome, very important. That is conclusion and inference. In fact, I think I may have missed this out because we started with assumptions. Then we did strength and weaken, but we should have done this before. But nonetheless, please pay attention. Very awesomely simple topic hai. Chaliye. So what is all that we did last time? If you remember, and I hope you recall, we did strengthening and weakening of arguments. Again, very critical and important. Please remember, both of them are directly related to your assumptions question. That is most important. So that's a good thing. All right. We did the different types of questions. We did a step-by-step approach. Well, how do we ace these questions? And we did lots and lots of practice questions. Similarly, today we are here and we're going to teach you conclusion and inference. For GMAT purpose, both of them are the same. Matlab interchangeable hai. You don't have to really worry about distinguishing कि conclusion क्या है, inference क्या है, same है. ठीक है? We will look at the different types of questions. 100% I will be telling you exactly how is it that you need to approach them. We'll give you hacks, we'll give you shortcuts, we'll give you how to eliminate options, and of course we are going to be doing lots and lots of practice questions. Chaliye, वैसे तो you know me, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Amit Rohra. I am your VARC expert right here. I have so much of experience in teaching, training, coaching all possible exams जिसपे VARC का section आता है. I have helped a lot of kids reach their dream B schools both in India and abroad. I am also a professor of MBA where I teach in colleges offering national and international MBA. And finally, my favorite is I like to call myself a rockstar creator. And आप हो अमित सर के प्यारे प्यारे rock stars. चलिए, let's get started. Now I want everyone to please make notes. बेटा जैसे अमित सर बात कर रहे हैं, the good part about making notes is you don't feel sleepy, you pay attention and you remember also. Awesomeness. ठीक है? So beta, please remember, conclusion is author का main point. Conclusion is the primary idea. I like to call conclusion matlab net outcome. It is a logical outcome, or it could also be a deduction that is arrived basis the overall passage. Best. Why is Amit sir writing all these words in a weird manner? For you to remember. So if whenever you're marking a conclusion question, you should keep asking yourself, is this the main point? Is this the logical deduction? Is this coming from the whole passage? Sorted life. Okay? It is the ultimate result. It is the ultimate summary towards which the argument is leading. मतलब this is the final. ठीक है? तो बेटा अगर imagine करो where there is a funnel. ठीक है? Funnel ऐसे जाके close हो जाता है and then people you get water droplets coming out, right? So all of these are author के thoughts and all of them are condensed. Finally, or not condensed, lead to a conclusion. Beta ye summary nahi hai, don't get confused. Conclusion is not a summary. Conclusion is the net result. So again, if I give you an example, I think I've spoken this but I'm going to repeat it. India is undergoing its biggest election this year. Okay, India's GDP is growing massively. Okay, and India is poised to become a superpower by 2050. ठीक है? हो गया. अभी what will the conclusion entail? इसके basis पे conclusion will be something pertaining to India. Common sense. Second, it has to be something pertaining to national level. That is most important. You cannot have a conclusion which is local. You cannot have Mumbai, Maharashtra, Delhi, Chennai based. No, because you're talking of India. That means it is logical. ठीक है? So conclusion के लिए you have to just pay attention to the tone of the passage, theme of the passage, keywords of the passage, and you'll understand it. Easy peasy. चलिए, 100%. Now let's look at inference. Inference questions also ask to draw conclusions. देखो बेटा interchangeable है. Don't worry. Don't think about so. But what if they ask us this? It's the same. Not to worry. ठीक है? Based on the information not explicitly stated, matlab sometimes an inference could be implied or an inference could be indirect. चलेगा? ठीक है? 100% critical thinking, ability to make logical. Beta, that is why Amit sir loves critical reasoning part. I love critical reasoning of GMAT. It's very commonsensical based. Remember I told you last time also, logic based. You have to just simplify the passage. You have to just make the passage sound easy in the sense of, okay, what is the author doing? Supporting something, against something, pro something, con something. Okay, happy or sad, angry or whatever, right? And then look at the conclusion ka option which has the same tone from the given info. That is all that you need to do. So what is Amit sir asking you? Simplify the passage. Okay, find out what the condition of the passage is. That is most important. उसके basis पे mark that option, ठीक है, that has the keywords, that has the similar tone. That is most important. The tone should be consistent. Okay, keyword should be there, and that's all. And something that is logical. That's all. So conclusion inferences, I hope, is getting better and clearer. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं people. So conclusion questions, typically you will have something like the author concludes that, ठीक है. अच्छा, there could be something like explicit. Explicit मतलब stated or direct conclusions. So there could be clearly stated in the passage. Implicit require reading between the lines. Yes, yes. So beta वापस से inference है ना, conclusion inference, inferential. So it is reading between the lines. ठीक है. Inference questions, it can be inferred from the passage. ठीक है. You can also have something like the passage is most likely to support which of the following. Definitely. ठीक है. If the above is true, then which of the below will be true? ऐसे देखो. ठीक है. चलो, again both of them are the same. In the subtypes of inference questions, ठीक है, you have something called as logical inference. Logical inference पे directly implied from the info, and you have extrapolative, fancy. So logical inference मतलब direct conclusion, directly it will come out. Extrapolative inference requires extending info, requires you to read it carefully, requires you to pay a lot of attention. तो वो सब कुछ आएगा. But once again beta, the question will not ask you tell us what is the logical inference and what is the extrapolative. ऐसा सब कुछ नहीं आएगा. Relax. ठीक है. Basically they're going to ask you a conclusion, or they're going to ask you inference, something that is directly going to come out of the passage. You have to pay attention to the theme, to the tone, to the keywords, and उसके basis पे derive. ठीक है. चलो people, now okay, so is now the part about overall summary of conclusion inference sorted. अब अंदर घुसते हैं, स्टेप बाय स्टेप अप्रोच करते हैं. वैसे तो people अमित सर बहुत सिंपल करते हैं. Every time, just in a nutshell, read the passage, mark the keywords. ठीक है. Keywords मतलब any kind of people, nouns basically, any, let's just call it nouns. ठीक है. And then events. Keywords के बाद बेटा condition को map करो. Since it is GMAT 100%, there has to be a condition. Something has to be true for something to be true. If this is happening, this will happen. This will lead to this. This cannot happen. Find that out. And bus, then you have to look at the conclusion or the inference. Conclusion of the inference must be true as per the passage. Beta, it cannot be personal. It cannot be subjective. No. Remember, you cannot mark an option that is either personal or subjective. Why? I'll give an example. Suppose right now 4 students are watching. A, B, C, D. Suppose, I'm sorry, I don't remember names. A के हिसाब से this conclusion is valid, but also B के हिसाब से other conclusion is valid. So beta, that cannot be the case. All the 4 of you के हिसाब से only one conclusion is valid, because conclusion is something which is definitive. Conclusion is something that is definitively conclusive. Matlab, it cannot be like I think this looks good. Yeah, this could be. No, that is not conclusion. Sorry. ठीक है. That is a far-fetched conclusion. बेटा GMAT में there's nothing called as far-fetched conclusion. CAT में आता था एक जमाने में. Making sense? So be careful. चलिए, now let's look at a step by step. आराम से पढ़ेंगे इसको. Everybody pay attention. 100% please read actively. Actively का मतलब होता है mapping as you are reading, summarizing as you are reading. Understand author का main point. Understand author का point of view क्या है. Understand passage का theme क्या है. Understand what is the message of the passage. Again, all of these things. ठीक है. 100% we look at keywords. Look for words signaling conclusions. Of course, therefore, thus, hence. That is why. Okay. Now, context. Beta, context is something that is called as background. This context is what makes VARC VARC. So Amit sir will give you lots of rules. Amit sir will tell you, okay, you know what? When there are extreme words, na, reject. You know what? When author contradicts himself, reject. All of that Amit sir will tell you. But remember, context, everything is context specific. Why? Because VARC mein people are talking, humans are talking, humans are complicated. You know that. That's the problem. So never forget, everything is context specific. Understand overall context. Overall context matlab tone of the passage. Tone matlab ke is the author largely negative? Is the author largely supportive? Is the passage criticizing? Is the passage analyzing? Is the passage happy and in support of something? वो सब देखो, ठीक है? Now question structure. Identify if the question asks for explicit or implicit. ये easy है, much more easy है, don't worry, ठीक है? They are not going to ask you to classify or distinguish between them, don't worry, ठीक है? And finally, traps. Be very careful of option traps, ठीक है? Answer choices that may seem correct but are not supported. So all of these traps we will discuss. इसको हम लोग फुर्सत में आज करेंगे, don't worry, ठीक है? 100% आज करेंगे, don't worry about that. So we are going to look at them आराम से, ठीक है? People, so far so good है. Is the step-by-step strategy making sense? Is this clear? ठीक है? But the topic is very very simple, don't worry, no stress, but try and use this and try and bring this. चलिए, now inference questions में भी same है, step by step of inference. First of all, please grasp the passage. Same thing, understand the given information thoroughly. वापस से इसका मतलब क्या है? Please map the condition, form or frame an equation, ठीक है? मतलब कि ना बेटा उसके वेरिएबल्स बना लो, ठीक है? इफ दे से दैट डाइटिंग नेवर लीड्स टू ओबेसिटी, इफ दे से डाइटिंग नेवर लीड्स टू ओबेसिटी, उसका इक्वेशन कैसे बनाओगे? देखो, डाइटिंग नेवर लीड्स टू ओबेसिटी, हो गया, दैट्स ऑल. You form it, because by writing all these conditions, answers will strike like this. That's my promise. So you'll save a lot of time. Yeah. Now eliminate extreme. I love this. I love extreme choice. Discard answer choices that make extreme statements 100% not supported. What do you mean by extreme? Always, never, ठीक है? Will, all of these, mostly, everyone, no one, extreme. Red flag. Red flag. Be careful. Unless and until your passage is only extreme, your passage is only definitive, then it's okay. Then it's okay. Varna nahi yaar. Be careful. ठीक है? Look for common ground. So focus on statements with the highest probability of being true based on the given info. कैसे पता चलेगा सर? Tone is consistent, keywords are there, ठीक है? 100% it is logically making sense. It is cohesive. So what is cohesive, sir? Fancy words you're saying. अरे बेटा बहुत आसान है. Cohesive मतलब वो जो writer जैसे सोच रहा है, whatever the writer is thinking, that is matching with that. मतलब you will definitely say, हाँ, writer will agree with this. Author तो यही बोलेगा. That's all. Just be careful. ठीक है? And then evaluate choices. Weigh each option against the details and choose the most reasonable inference. Evaluate. बेटा ये practice के साथ आएगा. You cannot expect to master this overnight. You cannot expect to crack this overnight. So patience, and then you will get it and you will do it. ठीक है? चलो people, I hope I'm not going too fast. अभी तक वैसे तो काफी repetitions हो रहा है. Amit sir taught you introduction of conclusion inference. Amit sir taught you how to do step by step conclusion and inference. We also discussed format and different types of questions within conclusion and inference. Final topic है, then we'll start solving strategies to ace. What do we do to kill it? Then अभी lots of practice questions करेंगे. ठीक है बेटा? practice करो. GMAT is nothing but practice. Why? Familiarity. And also now with question types, you will also get familiar with different topics, different issues. Your vocabulary will broaden. देखो बेटा, because passages में ना the topics come from wide range. Insurance, pharmaceutical, farming, banking, technology, current affairs, humanities, history, psycho, I don't know, so psycho I was not saying, I was saying psychology, I'm so sorry. समझा? So many things come. So इसीलिए I would like all my rock stars to be thoroughly prepared. ठीक है? Now analyze the answer choices. understand why each choice is either correct or it is incorrect. So be very careful about that. Ye analyze karo, properly check karo. 100% you have to be very, very thorough and careful with this. All right. Now, okay. Also, people develop a lot of critical thinking. Critical thinking is nothing but logical thinking. Okay, macro level thinking. Matlab you have to look at the big picture. Beta, don't get lost in chote chote words. Don't get confused and scared. Oh my God, sir, what does this mean, sir? What does that mean? Relax. Okay. Now, ability to draw logical conclusions. You should be able to basically, while reading, only think or arrive at this. Iska answer to this only will be there. Yeah. Now, time management, time wisely. Don't spend too much time, but time management, we can do it closer to when we arrive at the paper. Now, incorrect. You should be able to eliminate, which I will tell you today. Learn from mistakes to avoid similar pitfalls. Matlab, identify beta what is your pattern of solving. This I'll tell you all on YouTube also when I come with general videos. See, some of us are making silly mistakes. We don't read options only. Sir, हम लोगों को भूल जाता है. Some of us always get confused with two options, between two options. कितना common है ये? But if this is your problem right now in the live chat, put a me right now, isn't it? ठीक है? So two options वालों, what do you do? Sir, I eliminate C and D. Then I come between A and B, and then I'm thoroughly confused. Then I mark A, but answer हमेशा B निकलता है or whatever. Got it? I know. What is the problem here? The problem is while you invest time, beta बहुत मेहनत करते हो in eliminating C and D. You're very careful. You think, logic, critical, analytical, everything. Yeah. When you come to A and B, you're so tired, you're so bored. What you do is, you read A, you read B, you read A, you read B. Then you are like, छोड़ना A होगा. You don't do what Amit sir likes to call as last mile reasoning. This is a major problem. Beta, you don't do last mile reasoning. You need to get into that zone. That is important. So this will help you immensely. जहाँ पे आप A पढ़ो, then go back to the question, go back to the passage. B पढ़ो, go back to the question, go back to the passage. It will make sense. Why is A correct or why is B correct? The problem is you're reading A, then you're reading B. A फिर B, उसी में you're getting confused. But we'll discuss this more as we get closer and we get finished with our syllabus. Then we'll discuss this. Chaliye, people, final this thing and then we start solving. What do we do? How do we eliminate wrong answer choices? Sir, ये बता दो. So beta, first of all, straight away, hashtag red flag, extreme language. Okay? Any choices with extreme, absolute statements, unless they are supported, unless and until your option is also a part of the passage, then it's okay. Otherwise, no, not at all. Okay? Then people, please be careful because it is not accepted. Acha, everything that is out of scope to scope ही नहीं है. Discard options that introduce new information not presented. So these are out of context. These are what Amit sir likes to call as alien. Not needed, not bothered, leave it. Now, contradictions. Any choices that directly contradict information in the passage. So beta, please remember, देखो, passage is taken from a ready-made source. Some author has written it. No author will ever contradict his or her own self. कभी भी नहीं करेगा. ये याद रखना. This is very critical. So any answer choices that go against the passage, that basically negate the passage or that refute the passage, कभी भी नहीं होगा. Remember this. Unsubstantiated claims. Unsubstantiated claims मतलब illogical, or irrelevant. So any options lacking clear support in the passage, not there. It is not applicable, no need to do it, definitely discard. And finally, irrelevant details. So choices with info, while true, does not contribute to the inference. These could be too specific. These could be too broad, or they could be just generic. Matlab, they will never ever. So what I want you to do today, बेटा जब आप सॉल्व कर रहे हो, sit with this checklist in front of you and keep evaluating, are your options using extreme language, are they out of scope, are they going against, are they making claims that are not even there in the passage, or are they simply irrelevant. It will make a lot of sense. Very powerful है, very good है, definitely useful है. ठीक है, can you please start doing this as a practice and something that is highly recommended. ठीक है, चलो people, let's start solving. Gyan session done. Let's immediately get down to solving. Everybody, here we go. Now beta, books and pens out. Amit sir will not spoon feed you. I'll give you time to read, evaluate and basically solve. Chalo people, here we go. First question on your screen. I would like you to read it aram se, evaluate all the options and answer lagao in the live chat. Please go ahead. Chalo people, are we done reading it? Now what I'll suggest is you keep reading aram se, you pause the video, I'll continue it and then check your answer. Chalo people, what is the question saying? According to a study, 17 major Buddhist groups that strictly observe the 5 precept rule. So there is, ठीक है, Buddhist groups which observe the 5 precept rule. बेटा precept क्या है जाने दो, don't stress. 5 precept rule, ठीक है. Also report highest level of spiritual development. Wow, by doing this na, spiritual development is very high. ठीक है. Because of these precepts, the 17 Buddhist groups strictly abstain from harming living things, lying and intoxication. So precept rule follow करने वाले Buddhist groups abstain. This is how you form an equation. This is how you write down keywords. You write it in your own way. I don't care. Write it. Chalo, aa jao. Now, which of the following can be correctly inferred? Beta, correctly inferred matlab logically, and it should not be subjective or personal. Aa jao. Following the 5 precept rule helps to make a practicing Buddhist reach the highest level of spiritual development. Oh wow. ठीक है people, wow. Now this is a good option and this is also correct because Buddhist groups who follow the 5 precept rule at highest level of spiritual development. But बेटा यहाँ पे helps to make Buddhist reach, जबकि यहाँ पे question में दिया है they report, ठीक है. अच्छा, that strictly observe. बेटा there are 2 conditions. You don't have to just follow the 5 precept rule, you have to strictly observe. Option में दिया है, option में दिया है no. So that makes the option iffy. Amit sir is writing iffy, IFFY. Iffy matlab है wrong. It is subjective. It is not having the, if you strictly observe, you will. Option में नहीं दिया है. So this is incorrect. चलो option B. Buddhists who have attained the highest level of spiritual development. ठीक है. Now बेटा Buddhist who have gone to spiritual development. Array, but spiritual development via the 5 precept rule na, tend to abstain. Wow, straight away spiritual development abstain. Wrong. This is contradicting. This is missing. See, that is why Amit sir ka magic equation लिखने का. Sorry. Buddhist monks, 5 precept rule, spiritual development, and 5 precept rule na have to abstain. Spiritual development don't have to abstain. Nikalo, khatam. A practicing Buddhist who abstains, very good. Buddhist who abstains straight away, ठीक है, from lying must be doing so because of the 5 precept rule. Now बेटा ये बहुत अच्छा आंसर ऑप्शन है. इस पे तो कीवर्ड्स आ गए सर. बुद्धिस्ट वाले ना जो abstain करते हैं वो तो फॉलो करते होंगे ना सर. This option is flipping the relationship. उसका मतलब क्या है? आपका ऑप्शन क्या बोलता है? A leads to B leads to C. Buddhist monk who follow the 5 precept rule abstain. आपका आंसर ऑप्शन क्या बोलता है? A leads to C leads to B. Buddhist monk who abstain na follow the 5 precept. Fry again, Amit said 5 precept rule. Wrong. Be very careful. हमेशा ऐसा एक आंसर ऑप्शन आएगा ही. हमेशा. Reject. No, sorry. It should be A leading to B leading to C. वरना it can't be inferred. ठीक है? D. It is possible for a practicing Buddhist who follows the 5 precept rule Buddhist 5 precept rule to reach highest level of spiritual development. देखो बेटा, full equation is perfectly coming in answer option D, right there in front of you. Magic. खत्म. Love it. E. Practicing Buddhists who abstain from intoxication. ओ भाई, हाँ ठीक है. Also tend to abstain from harming. Beta, we are not looking at the relative abstinence of this versus this versus this. Wrong. This option is also out of context. We are not discussing that relationship कि वो करता है तो ये करता है क्या, ओवरऑल एब्सटेन करने का. करेक्ट आंसर इज आंसर ऑप्शन डी. प्लीज एक बार पढ़ लो. कैन यू प्लीज रीड द आंसर एक्सप्लेनेशन, प्लीज रीड इट. ठीक है, पीपल समझा. अगेन अमित सर ने क्या किया है, अमित सर ने हर एक आंसर ऑप्शन का एक्सप्लेनेशन आपको दे दिया है. सो यू शुड नॉट बी कंफ्यूज्ड. एवरीथिंग इज देयर फॉर यू. रीड इट आराम से एंड अंडरस्टैंड इट. चलिए पीपल, कैन वी कंटिन्यू? यू ऑल आर डूइंग अ ग्रेट जॉब. Continue at it. Give up नहीं करना है. Once again, see, I'm not going to spoon feed immediately. पहले I'll give you all time to solve. Then Amit sir will explain. Quickly इसको read करके बताओ. Which of them can be best supported? ठीक है, मतलब logically inferred. Please go ahead. चलो people, very simple. Mathematical or accounts based, cost based. What are we saying is, cost of producing radios in country Q is 10% less than the cost of producing country radios in country Y. Q by radio. ठीक है, तो हम लोग क्या क्या बोल रहे हैं यहाँ पे, 100% कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन इज ऑल्सो लेस. ठीक है, सो यहाँ पे कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन इज 10% लेस. ठीक है, यहाँ पे इट इज ऑब्वियसली हायर. ओके, उसके बाद व्हाट आर वी सेइंग इज, इवन इफ ट्रांसपोर्टेशन फीस and tariff charges are added, it is still cheaper to import radios from country Q. मतलब कि ना, ठीक है, रेडियो तो should be imported from country Q in spite of क्या, transportation fees plus tariff, तो भी Q is better, ठीक है, than to produce radios in country Y. मतलब we definitely do not recommend doing anything in country Y. ठीक है, दैट इज द रेडियो कॉस्ट इन स्पाइट ऑफ ट्रांसपोर्टेशन कॉस्ट, इन स्पाइट ऑफ एवरीथिंग इज हायर देयर इन कंट्री वाई. चलो अभी पीपल वापस से कॉमन सेंस. सो 100% यहाँ पे एवरीथिंग इज हायर, यहाँ पे एवरीथिंग इज लोअर. यू नीड टू लुक एट एन ऑप्शन विच मैचेस दैट. देखो, लेबर कॉस्ट इन कंट्री क्यू आर 10% बिलो. That is good, but beta, once again, labor cost is coming from cost of producing. Fair enough, fair enough. But then what about transportation fees? What about tariff charges? This is incomplete. ठीक है, so we don't know. मतलब it is iffy. देखो बेटा वापस से अमित सर का iffy. Importing radios from country Q to country Y, from country Q, ठीक है, to country Y will eliminate, oh भाई, 10% of the manufacturing jobs. Out of context, 100% no, reject, don't even think about it. खत्म कहानी. The tariff, ठीक है, the tariff on radio imported from country Q to country Y. So tariff बेटा, ठीक है, from country Q to country Y is definitely less than 10% of the cost of manufacturing the radio in country Y. ये बात तो definitely है. See, देखो बेटा, बेसिकली व्हाट आर वी सेइंग इज, Q का सब कुछ कम है, Y का सब कुछ ज्यादा है. कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन कम है, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन एंड टैरिफ मिला के भी कम है, एंड व्हाट हैव वी गिवन इज 10%. कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन इज 10%. कहां गया, ठीक है, 10%. तो 100%. The reason why we are not manufacturing in country Y, because it is higher, and definitely tariff also has to be less than 10%. अगर tariff is more, then the cost produces, then तो it is better to manufacture in Y. Why are we importing from Q? क्योंकि 10% ज़्यादा है, 10% से ज़्यादा है, लेकिन क्योंकि 10% से कम है, tariff कम है, transportation कम है, that is why we are choosing to import from country Q rather than produce in country Y. This is beautiful. Love it. D. The fee for transporting a radio from Q to Y, okay, is more than 10%. Beta, this option is contradicting. This is so then why will we produce in country Q? Why not in country Y? If it is more than 10%, तो खत्म ना, then Q में बनाओ ना, Y में बनाओ ना, Q में क्यों बना रहे? खत्म. So this is ulta. It takes 10% less time to manufacture radios in country Q. Out of context, beta. We are talking of cost of production. We are talking Amit sir ka equation, transportation fees and tariff. We are not talking of time. Out of context. Correct answer is answer option C. एक बार देख लो. Please read it. Please read it. चलो people, इसी के साथ next question. You're doing a great job. Keep at it. Don't get demotivated if you're not getting. If you're getting, you're awesome. आराम से पढ़ो. Too much fun है. People, please tell me A or B or C or D or E if true best supports. Come on, here we go. चलो people, can we start discussing? You can pause it, solve it and then check it, or start discussing with me. High levels of fertilizer and pesticides needed when farmers try to produce high yield. High yield matlab high output of the same crop year after year, pollute water supplies. So farmer है, farmer produces same crop year on year. ठीक है? Now, but this is bad, people. This is bad. Experts urge farmers to diversify. So expert लोग क्या बोलते हैं बेटा? Experts ask farmers to diversify, ठीक है, and rotate. मतलब एक्सपर्ट्स बोलते हैं अरे डोंट डू द सेम क्रॉप यार, डाइवर्सिफाई करो, डिफरेंट करो. बट पीपल, टू रिसीव गवर्नमेंटल प्राइस सपोर्ट, तो फार्मर लोग को गवर्नमेंटल प्राइस सपोर्ट के लिए फार्मर्स मस्ट हैव प्रोड्यूस सेम क्रॉप. मतलब सेम क्रॉप बनाओगे, उगाओगे तो फार्मर लोग को गवर्नमेंटल प्राइस सपोर्ट मिलेगा. बट सेम क्रॉप के चक्कर में पीपल देयर इज वाटर पोल्यूशन. हेलो, इट्स गिवन. दैट्स ऑल. खत्म. आंसर इज स्क्रीमिंग आउट एट अस. ऑप्शन ए. द रूल्स फॉर गवर्नमेंटल सपोर्ट, गवर्नमेंटल जीपीएस क्यों लिखा है मैंने, प्राइस सपोर्ट, आहा, ऑफ फार्म प्राइसेस वर्क अगेंस्ट एफर्ट्स टू रेड्यूस वाटर पोल्यूशन. लव इट. कैसे पता सर? गवर्नमेंटल प्राइस सपोर्ट तब मिलेगा जब सेम क्रॉप्स होंगे. सेम क्रॉप्स होंगे तो वाटर पोल्यूशन विल हैपन. दैट मींस गवर्नमेंट इज रिस्पांसिबल फॉर वाटर पोल्यूशन. सुपर. देयर यू गो. ओनली इक्वेशन मैपिंग. चेक इट. बी. द ओनली सॉल्यूशन हैशटैग रेड फ्लैग, क्योंकि एक्सट्रीम, to the problem of water pollution from fertilizers and pesticides na, is to take farmland out of production. This is illogical. I love it. Farmer log ko ye hatao rahe, best hai. No, farmers can continue to make a profit by rotating diverse crops, thus reducing costs for chemicals, but not by planting the same crop each year. This is out of context. Beta, we are not comparing the profit made of this versus this. We are comparing water pollution, pesticide problem of diversifying versus same crop. तो गलत है. प्रॉफिट की बात नहीं हो रही है. खाली इक्वेशन पे ध्यान दो, नथिंग एल्स. अमित सर का 4. न्यू फार्मिंग टेक्निक्स will be developed to make it possible for farmers to reduce the application of fertilizers and pesticides. Beta, this option is simply too generic. This option is even out of context. Don't even bother. Nikalo isko. What? We are not talking of all of this. I'm sorry. We are just telling them, hey farmer, वो कर. ये क्यों करता है? पर farmer बोलता है government का मेरे को benefit तब मिलेगा. चलो, finally, governmental price supports for farm products are set at levels that are not high enough. अच्छा जी, गवर्नमेंटल प्राइस सपोर्ट फार्मर्स को वो लेवल्स का हाई इनफ नहीं है टू अलाउ देम टू गेट आउट ऑफ डेट. आउट ऑफ कॉन्टेक्स्ट. वी डोंट नो. इट्स नॉट मेंशन्ड. दे डू इट टू रिसीव गवर्नमेंटल प्राइस सपोर्ट बेनिफिट्स. अभी डेट है, पर्सनल प्रॉब्लम है, मूवी का प्रॉब्लम है, एनी प्रॉब्लम, आई डोंट केयर. आउट ऑफ कॉन्टेक्स्ट. करेक्ट आंसर इज आंसर ऑप्शन ए. Beta, did you get it correct? Right now, tell me how many questions have you got correct. So in the chat, put 1 heart for 1 question correct, 2 for 2, 3 for 3. Please do it. ठीक है, अब बेटा ये पढ़ लो आंसर एक्सप्लेनेशन. Please read it. चलो people, now can we go to the next question? Come on, you are doing a great job. आराम से पढ़ो. Take your time. Long question but बहुत easy है. ठीक है. Please tell me after reading this. ठीक है बेटा. Now once again, there are too many numbers. Don't get confused. Just make 2 columns. Please make a table एंड टेबल के बेसिस पे इन्फर करना है, बेस्ट सपोर्टेड बाय द इंफॉर्मेशन. You will understand it quickly. Form an equation, form a table. Come on, here we go. Please read and solve. Chalo, people, I'll start explaining. You can pause, take your time, but then come back. Chalo, pause easier. What are we saying is number of patents granted to inventors by the US Patent Office dropped from this to this over that 7 years. R&D spending also, which peaked at 3% of GNP in 1964, was 2.2% of the GNP in 1978. So there is US of A. What are we saying is patents reduced. We are saying R&D reduced, and R&D का peak was 3% of the GNP. ठीक है, मतलब कि 3% से it reduced to 2.2%. People please remember 2.2%, 3%, okay, spending on R&D. ठीक है, fair, ठीक है, only 2.2%. मतलब it was quite a lot and it came down to 2.2%. Same period में, ठीक है, what are we saying? Percentage was decreasing. West Germany and Japan. ठीक है, तो बेटा हम लोगों ने यूएस का क्या, यूएस जर्मनी इंक्रीज परसेंटेज ऑफ देयर जीएनपी स्पेंट, परसेंटेज ऑफ जीएनपी ऑफ आरएनडी. तो बेटा अगर आप परसेंटेज ऑफ जीएनपी ऑन आरएनडी लगाते हो तो यूएस का क्या था, यूएस का वाज पीपल 3% से लेके 2.2%. वेस्ट जर्मनी का, ठीक है, वेस्ट जर्मनी का वाज 3.2% एंड इट वाज 1.6%, ठीक है, रिस्पेक्टिवली 3.2% and 1.6%. Got it? Now, what can definitely be concluded on from this? A, there is direct relationship between size of the nation ka GNP and number of inventions. Definitely out of context. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know whether they're directly proportional, inversely proportional, correlated, uncorrelated. Japan and West Germany spent more money on R&D is directly related to the number of inventions. Beta वापस out of context है. See, we don't know whether patents and R&D and GNP are related or not. So out of context. Don't establish relationships like this. 100% as you are framing the equation, you should know the answer has to do something with comparison of percentage of R&D spending versus GNP of US versus West Germany versus Japan, क्योंकि हमारे टेबल के कंपोनेंट्स ही वही है. Think yeah. Come, go on. The amount of money a nation spends on R&D is directly relocated. Oh, relocated, not even proportional to the number of inventions. Please know this is too definitive and also out of context. It is not known. We don't know. Okay, we are just saying it reduced. Percentage spending 3% highest था and 3 से खाली 2.2% पे आया of the GNP 1978. That's all. Option 4. Between 1964 and 1978, US consistently spent larger percentage of its GNP. देखो, US percentage spent of GNP, percentage of GNP, what Amit sir told you, on R&D than did Japan is so beautiful. This is also consistent with our theme. This is consistent with our tone. While we can, because beta US ka 3% was at its peak and US ka GNP, come on, that is also there. ठीक है, 3 से 2.2 पे आया, जबकि जापान का तो we are anyway saying is 1.6%. Hello, so US spent more than Japan. ये तो done deal है. Compared to percentage of GNP, 100% correct. Both West Germany and Japan will soon surpass. I am sorry, we don't know. Soon surpass मतलब future after 1978. अरे we don't know. Correct answer is answer option D. पढ़ लो एक बार. Please read it. Please read it. चलो people, इसी के साथ can we please go to one more question. आराम से करो, small question. Please do it and get it correctly. बेटा मैप करो, टेबल बनाओ. Once you draw a table, you draw the variables ना, like this it will strike you. चलो people, I'll start, you all continue. Mute it अगर आपको आ रहा है या pause करो, बहुत आसान है. Once again let's make a table. कंपनी के 2 divisions, consistency over the past 3 years in each. So people, there is pharma and there is my क्या, ठीक है, फार्मा डिविजन है एंड सेल्स डिविजन है. नहीं सॉरी केमिकल्स डिविजन, ठीक है, फार्मा एंड केमिकल्स. एंड यहाँ पे पीपल व्हाट आर आर वेरिएबल्स, वी आर सेल्स एंड प्रॉफिट्स, ठीक है. तो सेल्स है and there is profits. Okay, this will help you in multi-source reasoning also beta, remember, so please pay attention. Pharma का क्या है भाई, Pharma had 20% of sales but that led to 40% of profits, ठीक है. And chemicals का balance मतलब chemicals had 80% of sales and chemicals had 60% of profits. खत्म. People, balance matlab 100%. Which option directly gives you that? Khatam. People, if a division produces only 20% of sales and 40% of overall profits, and if a division produces 80% of sales and yet gives you 60% of profits, it is easy to definitely say that the chemicals division has realized lower profits than the pharma division. C option is directly scream. It's right there, beta. It's a 1-minute job. See the magic. That's all. Okay, now the total dollar sales for each division has remained roughly constant. No, I'm sorry. Okay, total, just because they have said remarkable consistency does not equate to roughly constant. I'm sorry, mat karo. ठीक है. Pharma division has faced stiffer competition. Out of context, we don't know. External की बात नहीं पता. Product mix offered by each division has remained unchanged. We don't know. Out of context. Just because it has remained remarkably consistent, we don't know product mix is same or not. Product mix मतलब pharmaceuticals ने क्या product डाला and chemicals ने क्या product बेचा. That's all. Wrong. Highly profitable products accounted to a higher percentage of chemicals division, okay, sales than those of the pharmaceutical. Beta, honestly, this option is contradictory. जहाँ पे we don't know whether these kind of sales have got generated more profits or not. We don't know. And it's also contradicting because chemicals has managed to generate lesser sales than pharma. Correct answer is answer option C. खता समझा, easiest था. समझा people, did we understand? Are we understanding? एक बार पढ़ लो please answer explanation. चलो people, इसी के साथ ठीक है, we are done with this topic. Once again, quickly, what all did we manage to do today? After forming an intro on conclusion inference, we discussed format and types of questions. 100% we took a step-by-step approach, strategies to ace, and we did lots and lots of practice questions. इसी के साथ ये session होता है यहाँ पे समाप्त. 100% people, do not forget, go through the session notes again, practice करो. Your homework today will be to solve the amazing daily practice problems. Beta, GMAT OG, all these questions have been taken from GMAT OG. 100% I always request you read newspapers. You will get more comfortable, you will get more thorough, you will get more at ease with understanding the wordings of all these passages if you read that. Okay? And that's about it. We come to an end of the session. I hope you enjoyed. Beta, maza aaya to live comments mein, live chats mein definitely leave a heart for me, and also let me know if you're facing any problem or any difficulties. Amit sir will get back to you. Please do not forget to join the doubts group of GMAT, the Telegram group, जिसपे awesome doubts are being asked and a whole community is formed. All the best. Take care until we meet again. This is Amit sir signing off.